Okay, here we are at Jonathan Trebig's, owner of XL Lubricants, at his garden railroad and open house. I wanted to give you a little video of what the railroad looks like before we have a conversation with the owner, so let me take a few minutes to point out some highlights. First of all, we have his very interesting trolley track that he added this year. Now, one of the unique features of this trolley track is the fact that it has a very steep grade built into it. This was designed specifically for the trolley that Mr. Trebig makes, which you can see operating right here. All of the functions in this railroad are engineered and designed by him with the idea of whimsy, fun, and interest. So let's watch it operate while we sit here and take a look around. So, here comes the trolley. It will start here. It's using an LGB reversing system with a definite greater than 5% grade in the corner over there. All of the brick archway that you see is designed by Mr. Trebig using outdoor pink insulation foam and hand carving techniques to establish the brick. Now, as we move through the railroad, you will see a couple other things that I will highlight. First of all, is this beautiful house set up here. This is Mrs. Trebig's idea, Jill Trebig's idea of Petticoat Junction. It is in its stages of being designed. As you will see, people are playing horseshoes in the backyard, and this is going to be the new station over here. Following along in the railroad, we will see Cartoonville over there, in which several of the cartoon characters that they both enjoy have been collected, including Dino the Tick, and you will see Thor standing up in front of the house. Then as we rotate around the railroad, you can see they have a beautiful backdrop with the pond behind them. Absolutely gorgeous. And we settle upon the ode to Beverly Hillbillies. This is the Missouri camp, or at least their envisioning of it, right there. And on the other side is the classic view of the Back to the Future Part 3 DeLorean parked in the mine shaft. Mr. Trebig is also the owner of the XL Lubricants company, and so a big part of his railroad is highlighting the oil refinery in which he gets most of his product, videotaped right here. And a Mack engine is operating the hauling capabilities at this time. Now, over here on the other side of the bridge, you will see the ode to Mars Attacks. This is Alien Village. The spaceships are, of course, crash-landed there. And you will see the Mars rover parked in the middle of the area. That there is Bunnyville. It's in honor of their pet rabbit, who has gotten an honorable memorial place in the middle of the railroad. And coming along here, you will see one of his prides and joys, his Bachmann steam engine pulling several freight cars around the Grand Loop. Let's follow along as it moves through. As you can see, it's a compact railroad, but a lot of action involved in it, and there are several expansions, including a yard planned for next year. So, coming up, we will have an interview with the owner himself, a conversation about railroading and how the oil business has created his love of trains. And we look forward to it. We'll be right back. So, Jonathan, why garden railroading?
Well, for one thing, it's big.
Okay.
And I can see it, and I can work on it.
Okay.
And it includes the, not only the trains, but the gardening aspect, which I've always liked.
Okay. So what are some of your favorite parts of this railroad? What is it that you like about it?
Well, one thing, it's in my yard. So that makes it nice. I don't know, I like the different little areas, you know, like the bunny village or whatever, and the Martian town, you know. And
Well, it seems like you guys did put a little bit of creativity in it as you go. I've been to a lot of garden railroads, and a lot of them are trying to depict specific areas and things that affect their life. And to you, it's more of
fun.
a cultural thing.
I emphasize fun in ours. We don't have any actual, you know, the layout doesn't represent a certain part of the country, you know, or a certain freight line or anything else. It's just, you know, I followed a good friend of ours' methodology of if it fits, what did he say? If it fits, stick it there and run with it. Something like that. I forget what he said.
Well,
but that's what we did. We just stuck it there. If it fit, you know, that's where it ended up.
Some of the emphasis seems to be on movies and TV. Is that a big impact on your life?
I'm a big TV fan, you know, and movie fan. You know, I have a movie theater in my basement, so, you know, we have about 1,500 movies and TV tapes and DVDs. So, yeah, it's pretty part of my life. But, yeah, we did, you know, like the old-timey Petticoat Junction, they had a train. In the Beverly Hillbillies, you know, they were close to Petticoat Junction, so they had a train. And, you know, we get little things like Back to the Future area where they had the train. And we were doing a Cowboys and Alien thing where they had a train. You know, and just about everything that had a train on TV, we tried to throw it in there. Yeah.
So what are the plans for the future?
A stockyard. Not a stockyard. Freight yard.
That's the next step.
Yeah, we might add a little stockyard over by the farmer.
Would you say you add something every year?
So far we've added at least one new track every year. Our latest one was the trolley. You know, little trolley run.
Well, I have to say, that's pretty impressive. I mean, you've got a pretty steep grade with that trolley.
Yeah, it's about the only thing. Well, actually, a little critter will make it up that grade, but it won't make the turn. It's a very tight radius.
And you have a pretty unique engine on there. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I built that. It was sort of modeled after the Tunerville trolley that Chemtron made back in the 60s or 50s. Long time ago.
And how are you able to make it climb such a nice grade?
I got lucky. It's
Okay.
heavy enough, yet light enough to haul it up there. It's heavy enough to keep traction, but the body and everything is light enough to, you know, so it doesn't weigh it down and head it up the wrong way.
Whose motor block are you using in it?
It's a Heartland Mack motor block.
I see. And I also saw a Mack over here in the oil refinery, which I noticed is named after your company.
Well, yeah, it's of course. We're switching over most of all the stuff by the refinery and stuff is going to be XL Lubricants, you know, XL Corporation or whatever. And most of the other stuff is going to be, you know, we dubbed it the Dunhill and York Railroad because we live at the corner of Dunhill and York. So I thought it would, you know, it's easy. So we're in the process of repainting all the trains to match that, except, you know, like when we got the Petticoat Junction, you got the Cannonball Express, and, you know, things like that. The TV things are to match the TV shows.
And being a owner of a company in trains today, what's your opinion on the industry right now?
I think it's very slow right now. It seems to be fading, and we got to get more people interested in, you know, the younger people. We got, like, the little kids are interested. But then you got this span between, like, 8 to 19 or 20 before they get back into it. You know, and it's very rare that somebody will get back into it. The kids nowadays are too much into video games. You know, they're sitting in their room all day and wiggle their thumbs. They got great thumb dexterity, but that's about it.
So, what's your opinion on what should be done?
I have no idea. No idea. I've been pondering that for about a decade now. That's about when it started really dropping.
Well, I know if we're here today at your open house, do you feel that the club structure is a way to get more kids involved?
Yes, I do. But one of the problems is it's usually grandchildren that are getting involved, with the grandparents. It's the parents are at that age where they're not really interested in the trains again. They may have had, one or two trains when they were a kid, and they get one for their kids to run around the Christmas tree. But then, that's it. But I have been noticing more people at the train shows asking, how do I expand my Christmas tree thing to the backyard? So, but there's not enough. It's, like maybe 1 out of 100 people will stop by and say, how do I make my track better?
I can understand that. I've been working in this industry for quite some time.
Yeah.
So, well, I appreciate you sitting down and talking with us a little bit today about the railroad. Is there anything you'd like to leave for the folks? Anything at all that maybe you think should be added?
No, I just keep them running. Just enjoy it. And if you haven't done it yet, give it a try. Garden railroading is fun. It's a lot of fun. And you got something for the wife if she doesn't like trains. She can do the gardening. Or the husband can do the gardening and the wife can run the trains. We got a lot of, in our club, we got a lot of the women are more into the trains than the men. So, it's not really gender specific.
Well, I appreciate you sitting down with us today, Professor XL. If you guys would like to know more, please contact MD Trains. We are definitely interested in promoting the hobby. And if you're interested in attending one of these open houses, please contact the Cagers in Illinois or your local club. Every single one out there does this every single day, and it's a lot of fun. Yep. Thank you, and have a nice day.